All right, did you know that your skin reflects what's happening inside your body? And what if the secret to glowing skin and a longer life is not in a product, but on your plate? Today, we're diving into the powerful connection between what you eat and how you look and feel. Our expert, Kate Palmer, will share game changing insights that are easy to apply and backed by science. So stay tuned to discover simple yet transformative tips to glow from within. So don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, right? As it helps people join conversations like this. All right, stay tuned. All right, welcome to Talking Business with Ritz. This is the show that humanizes entrepreneurship by showcasing the human behind the title before the author. So I'm your host, Ritzel, Rectra, and today's episode is one you don't want to miss. So let's explore how what you eat really impacts how you glow. Okay, but before we dive into our experts' incredible insights, so incredible tips, right? Before we dive into that, let's get to know the person behind the expertise. So stay with us. It's going to be a good one. All right, here we go. All right, we are now in the Know the Expert segment, and I am excited to I'm very excited to what we are going to discuss today, how to eat our skin to longevity. All right, interesting, huh? So our guest for today is a renowned nutritionist and nutridermatologist. Wow, I think it's a coined word. All right, she's
Yeah.
here to teach us All right, she's here to teach us how to nurture our skin, our health, and longevity through the power of holistic nutrition. So, Kate's journey into nutrition and skin health is inspiring, and her story holds lessons, we can all relate to. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our dear Kate Palmer to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, Kate, it's great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
How are you today?
Oh, I'm great. Thank you. Yeah. I've had lots of fruit today, which always helps.
All right, that's great. Tell me, where are you located right now?
So I'm in Surrey, in the UK.
Sorry, how's the weather there? Is it rainy?
Yeah. It's pretty cold. We've actually had some snow the last few days, and it's not melting. So.
All right, great. All right, now let's start by hearing about your journey. So let me just set the stage. Here we go. So let's start with this. Kate, who is Kate Palmer as a person?
Oh, very deep. So I've always been a very creative person, and I've always really loved learning. I get very nerdy about science, so that's definitely influenced the things I've chosen to study. And I just really love sort of problem solving. So if there's an issue, somebody either that I've had myself, or then I see now in my clients as well, I really want to get to the root cause of that, and really, get to the bottom of what's happening. So I think that's all really sort of influenced, the way that I work with clients.
Right. So what inspired you to really pursue nutrition and focus on skin health?
And so I've always really struggled with skin issues myself. I have really sensitive skin. I had to learn to make all of my own cosmetics because I couldn't use any commercial cosmetics. So I
Oh.
then founded a business that was making natural skincare, and that was great, but it didn't really get to the root cause, of skin problems. And I trained as a herbalist initially, and then I also went on to train as a nutritionist. And the more I looked into this, the more I felt that the skincare was all very well, but it was more just a aesthetic, sort of set dressing almost. And I really wanted to look at actually tackling the root cause of things. And I had really bad eczema and psoriasis, and by changing my diet, they got better.
Wow.
That was really how I got into it.
All right. Now, as an entrepreneur, right, what was the biggest lesson you learned during your journey?
I think I would say that probably you have to really focus on what lights you up and interests you rather than what you think other people want. Because I know when I first qualified as a nutritionist, that was quite a problem. I wasn't sure what I wanted to focus on initially as a niche, and so many people were sort of asking me about weight loss was the biggest thing I was asked about. So I initially sort of focused on that, even though it wasn't really what I wanted to focus on, but I felt it was what people wanted, so I had to. But it doesn't really work, because I felt like I wasn't really showing up, because I wasn't, I just wasn't that keen on doing it. So eventually I thought, no, I'm going to do what I want to do, and then I will find people that want that service, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's such a powerful reminder for anyone listening right now, actually. Thank you for sharing that. All right, now, before we dive into the expert insights, right, let's lighten things up with a quick icebreaker. So these are fun, fast questions, and first answer that comes to mind. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right, here we go. First question. What's one word your friends would use to describe you?
Imaginative.
All right. Coffee or tea?
Oh, definitely tea.
All right. What's your go-to comfort food?
Oh,
Too many.
probably a nice fruit salad. Yeah, there are too many, but I do actually really like healthy foods. So it would actually be fruit salad.
Right. All right. Cats or dogs?
Oh, cats, definitely.
Cats. A book everyone should read.
Oh, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Wow, interesting. A quote, a quote you live by.
What's like how I live by? I like the one about everything taken to its logical conclusion becomes an absurdity.
All right. Early bird or night owl?
Definitely a night owl.
All right. What's your dream travel destination?
Probably Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. You're the second one, I think, that I asked this question. Who answered Costa Rica? Okay.
There you go. Should book a holiday together.
All right. Now let's say, okay, on a serious note, let's say you are talking to your younger self right now. What advice would you give your younger self?
Oh, probably be not to try internalize all of the things that negative people say to you. I had a lot of problems with bullying when I was younger, and it took me a long time to emotionally sort of recover from that. So yeah, I think I would remind myself that other people's opinions are not the way you should judge yourself.
All right. That was awesome. That was awesome. Thanks for sharing, Kate. Did you have fun?
Yes.
You want more of that? All right. Okay. Now, in the interest of time, now let's go or let's get into why Kate is here. But before that, you know what to do. Uh, my fam bam, please remember to like and hit that subscribe button and share this video as well. All right. Stay tuned for the next segment. Here we go. All right, welcome back, amazing fanbombs. We are now in the Learn from the Expert segment. And now that we know more about Kate, let's get to the heart of today's topic, which is about holistic nutrition for radiant skin and longevity. So, if you've ever wondered how your diet can impact your health and beauty, this segment is for you. So, let's learn from the expert. Let me just put in our banner. Here we go. So our topic is moving at the bottom, and it's glow from within, holistic nutrition for radiant skin and longevity. So, okay, let's dive into what matters now. When we think of skin health, right, most of us immediately think of cream, serum, Why do you believe nutrition is the cornerstone of radiant skin?
Really, because skincare products can only work on the sort of the most outermost layer of your skin. Your skin is designed as a waterproof barrier. So it's designed to keep things out, which means most products, they're only nourishing those very top layers of the skin. And most of the skin cells right on the surface of your skin are actually dead anyway. But all of your skin cells, they have specific blood vessels that go through them to actually nourish them from within. So when people think of their skin as a bit dead, it's only the outermost layer. All of the other skin cells, they're still being nourished. They've got special water transport systems to transport hydration to them, all of the different nutrients. So if you really want to, alter your skin and improve its health, it's really got to start from within, because that's where all the building blocks of the skin are going to come from.
Right. Very interesting. Now that makes so much sense. So skin health isn't just skin deep, it's fascinating, how much overall nutrition plays in what we see on the outside, right? Have to start from the inside. So you work with clients to heal conditions like acne and eczema through nutrition. So can you share one simple yeah. So can you share one simple dietary change that can make a big difference for skin health?
Yeah. Obviously there's lots of things, but the biggest change you can really make is have less processed food and more fresh whole food, particularly fruit. So fruit is the sort of number one beauty food because it's really hydrating, it's full of antioxidants, and there's just so many nutrients that are available in fruit, and so many people they're not eating enough fruit.
All right. So what can you say about omega-3 fatty acids?
Yeah, so those are really, really important. A lot of people, when they have sort of dry skin conditions, there's really two reasons for it. Either they are not drinking enough water, that does not help, but the other reason is not enough omega-3s. All of your cells, their membranes have to be made out of omega-3s, and if they're not, then they can't hold water properly and you will get dehydrated. And that does play a big part in conditions like eczema, psoriasis. So yeah, definitely more omega-3s and less of the omega-6s, and particularly less of the unhealthy sort of hydrogenated, fatty acids. We don't need those things in our life.
Exactly. Where can we get these omega-3s?
So there are lots and lots of sources. So plant sources, like flaxseed oil, you've got, and the flax seeds themselves, if they're ground up, you've got chia
Mhm.
seeds, all different kinds of seeds are really, really, really good. Hemp seeds, all of these things. A lot of people talk about needing fish as well.
Mhm.
It's a bit controversial with the fish, because there are issues with obviously sustainability, but also with mercury contamination. But the
Mhm.
fish only have omega-3 in because they eat algae. So you can also get algae oil supplements, and they're perfectly good to add into your diet as well, if you specifically want to get the particularly EPA and DHA.
Right. Who knew they were so powerful for skin health? No, it's just very easy to change your diet. So it sounds like it can really pay off when you do change.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right. So you also focus on cellular rejuvenation in your programs. What does that mean, and
Yeah.
how can nutrition help, slow that the aging process?
Yeah, so it's actually interesting when we see things like skin wrinkles, people think that it's just an inevitable, part of aging, but that's really a
Old
sign of
age.
cellular damage. And
Ah.
yeah, and a lot of that is not inevitable. You really can slow that down, and the skin is kind of acting as an early warning. If your skin is wrinkling and sagging, that means that your cells throughout your body are starting to show
Mhm.
that wear and tear, which leads to all the sort of diseases that we associate with aging. So
Mhm.
that's really what I focus on with the cellular rejuvenation. If we can see that our skin is looking healthier, we know that our whole body is getting healthier. And again, nutrition is such a key part of that. So proper levels of hydration, leaving out some of these processed foods, also things like, the really heavily fried, deep fried food, barbecued foods, things like that. They create
Mhm.
really, bad cellular damage. And getting more antioxidants, because oxidation is one of the biggest things that's damaging our cells. Fruits, vegetables, all these things, absolutely full of antioxidants. So that's really, really important. I actually look at a whole sort of 12 aging pathways, and how we can address all of those. But fruit is the number one thing that really does address all of them.
Interesting. What can you say about dark chocolate?
Well, yes, dark chocolate actually is an interesting one, because no, that again full of lovely penny polyphenols. You need to get nice quality dark chocolate, preferably one without emulsifiers, because that can be a little bit bad for the gut. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but yeah, no, a good quality dark chocolate. The raw cacao is actually,
Mhm.
yeah, it's got fantastic nutrients in it.
Right. So it's great to know if we are able to find a good quality dark chocolate, we can actually indulge a little, right? While we still keep our
Absolutely.
skin healthy. All right. That's interesting. That's interesting. Now, self-care often takes a backseat in our busy lives, especially us entrepreneurs, right? What's one simple self-care habit that combines nutrition and wellness um, to benefit both the body and the mind?
Yeah, so I would say just taking a bit of time out for yourself, and if you can find a food that you really enjoy. I mean, you gave the example there of dark chocolate, and we see these chocolate adverts about indulging ourselves, and so that can be part of a self-care, ritual. But you can find there are so many different things. I mean, so many different fruits and vegetables and things. Everyone likes something, right? So if you take a moment to really, actually stop and prepare, if you've got time
Mhm.
to prepare a meal. So there's so many people, they're rushing ready meals, and really taking that time to eat then sort of
Mhm.
mindfully, that can actually make such a difference. It's not just about the food that you're eating, but also the way that you're eating it.
Mhm.
And ideally, if you can eat it with friends or family as well, so many people, they're sort of scoffing food alone in front of the television. So yeah, turning it into more of a social event can be really, really beneficial.
Right, right. So eating with friends who has the same, goal of having healthy skin would be better than going out drinking with
Yeah.
friends,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was actually researching your topic, right? And it says there that we can actually do morning smoothies. Right? Do you do that?
Hmm?
Would you recommend that?
Yeah, I do sometimes. My breakfast is usually either some porridge with lots of fruit, or sometimes I'll have a smoothie. Smoothies are great because you can also you can put lots of, if you've got lots of vegetables that you're not really a great fan of, you can hide them in smoothies. You can also
Ah,
I often put a scoop of like raw cacao powder in them, and then they taste really chocolatey. So
mhm.
it's like, it tastes like drinking a sort of chocolate milkshake or something, but it's actually really healthy. You can get frozen berries are great in smoothies as well. So yeah, fill them up with antioxidants that way. So yeah,
Right.
that's a really good option.
Yeah. Sounds like a win-win.
Yeah.
Right. So your website mentions longevity as a key focus. So what role does nutrition play in helping us live longer, healthier lives?
So that's a huge role. We tend to split aging into two categories. We have your sort of your chronological aging, the number of times that you have gone around the sun, but we also
Mm.
have biological aging, and the two are not as intrinsically linked as you might think. Um, it's no exaggeration to say you are what you eat. Your cells are
Mm-hmm.
constantly being renewed, and they're renewed with the building blocks that you give them. So most of that does come from your diet. And if you're eating sort of, things that aren't really the best for you, then your cells are not going to be made as well as they might, which means they're going to
Mm-hmm.
fall apart quicker.
Yeah.
So nutrition has a huge role to play, very much in how healthily we age and how quickly.
Right. So I love how you've tied longevity to really simple, actionable choices. So what we eat really is a daily opportunity to invest in our future, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right.
Health
So
is so crucial to everything.
yeah, I believe you on that. Now let's shift to questions from our audience. So it's time for our Q&A segment. Okay, here we go. All right, welcome Pam Pam once again, and here are the questions I have gathered. Let me just put it on the screen. First question: what's the best quick snack for glowing skin?
Okay, I would say we're going to come back to the fruit again. I would say the number one would probably be red grapes.
Red grapes.
There are lots of kinds of fruit that are particularly good, but grapes are, they're great. They don't need any preparation, super quick, but they contain resveratrol, which is absolute super phytochemical. It's antioxidant, it's hydrating, it fights glycation. It's just absolutely everything it does. So yeah, if you're going to eat sort of one sort of beauty food, I would definitely recommend that.
Red grapes. All right. Now, how can I improve my energy levels through diet?
Okay, well, quite a big topic. There's lots of possibilities. Obviously, depending on particular issues you might have with energy levels. I mean, obviously, you need to make sure you're getting enough sleep and things like that as well.
Mhm, mhm.
But hydration is really, really important. Often people just don't realize that they're getting dehydrated, especially if they're sort of craving, snacks and sugary snacks. And sometimes it is just simply they need more water. That can actually really help with your energy levels, because if your brain starts to get dehydrated, you start to feel tired and sluggish. So hydration is really, really important. Also, if you are eating lots and lots of processed foods, things with refined sugar in, what that does is it makes your energy spike, and then you get the sort of the crash that people talk about, and that is very much because your insulin has shot up and it's driving all that sugar into the cells, and then you've got nothing. So avoiding processed sugary snacks. You can snack on fruit anytime, because fructose is not processed in the same way by the body. So if you feel you need something sugary, you can always have some fruit. But yeah, really, processed foods really do bring energy levels down. Ultimately, it's a quick energy rush, and then it crashes. So the more real sort of whole foods that you can eat as well. If you're going to eat the sort of the grains, the nuts and things, try whole grains, and lots of fresh fruit and vegetables. And people are often really surprised how much difference that does make to their energy levels when they start eating more of the actual real whole foods.
Right. Here in Asia, we mostly eat rice, white rice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, rice can be really healthy too, and there's loads of different colors of rice as well, so you can actually get a bit of interesting variety through that.
Right. Well, most of the people want the white rice, no? That's why, most of the people in Asia are kind of into the obesity side, so it's very dangerous actually. All right, now let's jump to the next one. Are there affordable superfoods for better skin aside from grapes?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So they do a lot of these, sort of so-called superfood, like supplement type things, and they're all very well, but they're coming out of the plants in the first place. So if you go back to the actual plants, depending on where you live as well, whatever fruit you have locally that's in season, ideally if you can go and find some, pick some yourself, then it's free. So those are definitely good for you. Also, in some places, frozen fruits can be much more affordable. I know, so where I live in the UK, for example, raspberries and blackberries and things can be very, very expensive, but you can get a big bag frozen and it's much cheaper. But yeah, there's so many of these so-called superfoods. Don't need to be expensive. As I say, there's all different kinds of fruit. There's and things like you mentioned, dark chocolate, the cacao in that, it's a little treat. You're going to have a little bit of it. So it really doesn't need to be expensive. And just, as I say, cutting down the processed foods and replacing them with real whole foods, that's going to make a huge difference to your skin as well.
Right. So is there such a thing? I remember something. So is there such a thing like withdrawal in terms when you are trying to cut down on processed food, especially the sugary? People I've heard or I've read in some of the articles, right, that when they started doing that, they started to feel headache and all that stuff. What can you say about that?
No, I mean that is absolutely true. Food addictions are definitely a real thing. Sugar in particular, it is an addictive drug. So yes, people absolutely can get withdrawal symptoms from it. Also, when people have intolerances to things, unfortunately, that can also have the same effect. I know when I had to cut gluten out of my diet because I realized I was intolerant to it, and that was so hard. I got cravings for it, and it was awful. But the good news is that is caused by various hormones in your body, and it's surprising how quickly they can be reset. So they generally start to be reset after 72 hours. So, and the longer that you can cut these things out, the more your taste buds will change. A lot of people find when they eat, lots and lots of processed food, they don't like the taste of vegetables. But if they cut the processed food out, they start to taste the sort of the sweetness in fruits and vegetables that they didn't notice before. And a lot of people have successfully done this, and it is hard at the beginning. But once you've done it, you get to a point where you never want to go back, and you feel so much healthier. That really makes it easier.
Yeah, that is so true. I think a personal experience when the family cut down on white rice, right? Because we moved to brown rice, and we added some nuts, like example peanuts and what other nuts, other seeds, like what other seeds, barley and all that stuff, right? So there is really is an adjustment, like months. 3 months we experienced the withdrawal symptoms like headache, dizzy. It's like, give me white rice. So we really are craving for it. So yeah, but then yeah, we persevere, and we are now in 2 years of having brown rice now, no white rice. So yay, we won.
Yes, excellent.
Yes, there really is a difference with how you feel. Um, the energy level is different. I can do more, I can focus more, and yeah, my son can focus more when we change, right?
Hmm.
So yeah. Next question would be, can I maintain skin health while enjoying cheat meals? What do they call cheat meals?
Yes, yes. I mean, it's it's a difficult one, this, but I mean, I always like to use an analogy of
Mm,
if you have your garden and the whole thing's sort of on fire, right? And then
right.
if you start throwing more sort of flames on that, it's going to make the whole thing worse, and it's out of control,
Mm,
and the whole thing gets destroyed. Now, if you have a garden that's really healthy, it's lush and green, if you occasionally chuck a lighted match in there, it's going to just fizzle out. And it's a little bit like that with your body. If you are just putting processed food in, sugary drinks, it's all going in there, the whole, it's just going to end badly. But if you can overall make your diet so much healthier, then
mm,
absolutely you can have the occasional meal that maybe isn't very healthy.
yes.
Your body can cope with that if it's overall healthy. So we sometimes talk about the 80-20 rule in nutrition. If 80% is the sort of nutritionally dense, good quality food, if the other 20% is a little bit of a cheat, maybe,
Mhm.
it's not the end of the world.
All right. So we can do ice cream. Yay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, last question. Is there an ideal time to eat for better skin and health?
It's an interesting question. They've done various sort of scientific studies into sort of timings for meals and things. Really, the only definite sort of conclusion out of it is you don't want to be eating late at night. So
Mm-hmm.
certainly, leave a good few hours before you go to bed. Simply because obviously once you're asleep, your digestion doesn't work, and you don't want undigested food sitting around in there. That's not great. And the research sort of suggests that ideally you kind of want to start off with perhaps your largest meal and then get smaller meals as you go through the day, which an awful lot of people do it the other way around, which maybe
Yeah.
isn't the best. Um, but yeah, really, it's finding what works for you, because everybody, they have a circadian rhythm of their body, and it does work slightly differently. So
Mm-hmm.
if you find that you feel better eating at a certain time, then that's probably the best time for you to eat.
Okay, so it depends on the person itself. All right. There's no
Yeah.
like one size fits all. All right. Interesting. Okay. All right. So in the interest of time, We'll be moving on to the next. I still have a lot of questions, but yeah, uh, we'll start moving on to the next. Thank you very much, Kate, for answering and being game in answering all these questions. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, so in the next segment, we will know how to have more healthier skin after a few seconds. Here we go. All right, welcome back, fantastic fanboms. We are now in the work with the expert segment, and remember, where is it? Where's my banner? There you go. Remember to like and subscribe this channel. Comment if you want to keep up with insights like this. All right. So, um, so, how are we going to, Kate? Um, you've shared a lot in the Learn from the Expert segment, and our fanbams, our audience right now, who would like to, of course, would like to know how they can um, implement, how can they continue, how can they work with you, where can they contact you, and yeah, what's your offer?
Certainly. You can find me, Jones to Joy Coaching, .co.uk is my website, and I'm also on Facebook and Instagram under the same name, and I also I do have a YouTube channel. It's all linked on my website, where I talk further about all issues to do with skincare, and I have a Facebook group which people are also very welcome to join. I share lots of free tips in there, and then I have various nutrition coaching programs specifically for skin health. I have one on the holistic healing for your skin. So that's a program where you can work with me. It's combined sort of one-to-one coaching with group coaching, and I look very specifically at each person's diet and also lifestyle factors as well, and address any particular issues that they have and how they can improve on them.
Wow. So that sounds incredible, Kate. Thank you for sharing. All right. So, my Pam Bam, this is a golden opportunity for you to work with someone who truly understands the connection between nutrition and total wellness. So, she's offering a one on one. Okay. So, don't miss out. Connect with her after the show. All right. Her website is running at the bottom. It's www.journeytojoycoaching.co.uk. All right. So as we wrap up, Kate, what's one piece of wisdom you'd like to leave our audience with?
So I would say that when you're trying to make changes to your overall health, your diet, your lifestyle, whatever it might be, just to be kind and compassionate with yourself, because we all make mistakes. We all sometimes overindulge at the restaurant and then wish we hadn't, and all of these things. And you're far more likely to make lasting change coming from a place of self-love rather than self-loathing. So I really encourage people to always be compassionate with themselves.
All right. Beautifully said. Simple yet profound. Thank you for that, Kate. All right. Now, thank you for sharing your expertise, your journey, and your passion with us. And it's been such an insightful conversation.
Thank you. And thank you very much for having me here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kate Palmer, a nutritionist and nutridermatologist.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, stay with us, Kate. Coming up next in Talking Business with Ritz. All right, we will be talking about unlocking presentations, presentation excellence with Steve Spato. His mission is to help stop boring speakers. Interesting. This is going to be another fun conversation. So mark your calendars on January 18 at 11 a.m. Eastern. So make sure to DM me your questions to be included in the Q&A segment. All right. And please make sure to, you know what to do. Subscribe, like, and comment uh, our video and share our video to anyone who would benefit. All right. Thank you, Pam Bam, for joining. Let me just remove this one. Thank you, Pam Bam, for joining us today. Remember that this show is about humanizing entrepreneurship. I hope we delivered today. Behind every title is a person with a story. And Kate's story reminds us that, resilience and intentional choices can really transform our health and lives. So don't forget to, as I've said, like and comment and subscribe so you never miss an episode. So until next time, stay inspired and keep pushing forward. This is Ritzel Rectra and our dear expert guest, Kate Palmer. Stay safe and healthy always as we continue talking business with Ritz. Bye, everybody.
Bye.